Let me first of all extend my gratitude to a few people who 25 years ago came up with the idea of NOG.
Access to energy is one of the most important priorities for our energy industry.
As a nation, we participate in the full oil and gas value chain, now building vessels, fabricating platforms, work that was once entirely outsourced beyond our shores.
Performance, transparency, and accountability are not just optional aspirations. They are fundamental foundation upon which sustainable energy prosperity must be built.
Every country should be allowed to play the game of energy transition according to nationally determined contribution.
Our economy grew by 8.3% last year, and it is being driven by mining and the beneficiation of minerals.
Without efficiency, we are not able to deliver what you're looking for. And today, to create efficiency, you have to be technology driven.
For that technology to be commercially viable, it must address speed, it must address safety, it must address sustainability. Okay, so if it doesn't address all three, not one out of or two out of, if it doesn't address all three, the technology cannot be sustainable. Right. And if you look at the value chain, the engineering, survey and engineering, which precedes every other thing in infrastructural development. You look at things like maybe the drones that addresses speed in survey. Mm-hmm. Of course, when it addresses speed, it's already having commercial impact. If you come down to something like procurement, you talk of the GP system that could, that helps basically digitalize your procurement process. You come down to construction, where there's a lot of hardware going on. So you're talking of things like the automatic welding. You know that in putting up any infrastructure, welding is like 70% of what must be done. So if you can cut down the time you use for your welding, you score a point. Okay, so you're talking of automatic welding technology, AUT to address the QC issues around it, and several other ones. If you're crossing a river, making a river crossing, you're talking of the HDD and the HTP and all of them. All these were adopted, and we have even deployed this in our operations before, because we have looked at it. Take something like the automatic welding, you start, it addresses speed, it addresses safety, okay, because the exposure that the manual welder will have as the operator in an automatic welding system, you don't have it. It addresses sustainability because in as much as you're fast, this durability of the welds you achieve using the manual option, you also achieve with this. So the point is, for it to be commercially viable, for any company or interested party to deploy it, it must address these three concerns.
Areas. Yeah. Absolutely, thank you. So what you've basically also given us examples of where value may sit, which is really very fundamental, right? Because we had an initial conversation in the chat room saying, technology can be fragmented, and if you don't have something that binds it together, then actually addresses the needs of the business, wherein the commercial lens, then is almost dead on arrival. Question will then be, in large scale infrastructure projects, from your experience, where can these sorts of technologies improve those three key areas?
We've actually executed quite a few, the AKK project, the OB3 projects. I know that in our company, before we won these two projects, our modus operandi was manual welding. We operated like that for years. Now, when it was time to adopt this new technology to increase the efficiency and make ourselves more desirable by our clients, the first step was to train the personnel. We took time to train them before we actually got the technology. So like George said, generally technology is not cheap. Okay, so you decide whether you want to buy the technology and imbibe it. That's like the hard nut. Or you want to see an OEM or an operator that has used this technology over time, partner with the person and start drawing the value per time, and over time you imbibe it fully. So what we did was to buy the technology and took time to imbibe it. And it didn't pay off very well in the first project, but by the time we came to the second project, when we had 100% of the operators being guys that were picked up from different communities who have worked in, and they became bona fide, okay? We deployed it, and of course, we did the project. We saw almost 50% cost reduction. Okay, so so welding is one aspect you can deploy it. You can also deploy technology when you want to venture into a new area. Okay, so before we got these two projects, it was purely EPC, just get a project, execute it, get paid your milestones, and you go. But we wanted to deploy into gas develop gas commercialization arm. And so to do that, we basically got in tune with an OEM who is a world-class name in something like CNG, which is a key aspect of gas commercialization. And then we partnered with him. So to deploy that technology in a project, there are many aspects of the project. The aspect of owning and operating the particular equipment needed is only an aspect. So the other aspects you provide, and then we went in as partners and delivered, okay? And we're running it that way. We know that we have a plan in the next 2-3 years, okay, to have assimilated enough to stand, on our own and just basically import the equipment. So, these are the areas you can deploy technology, either for us, the EPC, or you want to go into a new business venture. Takes time. It's people-driven.
Yeah.
Once you have the people sorted out, the technology becomes useful to you.
Okay.